Dear all, I welcome you all to the session. I have posted this question in the WhatsApp group. Please have a look and write down the question and try to solve along with me. Okay. So let's try to understand the problem first. A firm has two investment opportunities. Okay. The firm is having the two investment opportunities. Okay. Like project A and project B. Two investment it is having. It has to select one investment which gives the more return. Okay, it has to choose which one is the best. For example, how you suppose, let's say there are two programs. You will do the analysis and select the program which gives you the more benefit, right? Here also the same way, you have two projects or the two investment. You will do the analysis part and select the projects which gives you the good return. So here each project or each investment is costing 1 lakh rupees and having an expected cash flow after tax as shown below. So here they have provided the cash flow after tax. Okay. So here this project is for 4 years. Okay. If they invest currently 1 lakh rupees in the first year in the project A, they will be receiving 50,000 cash inflow. That is the return. 40,000, 30,000 and 10,000. In project B, they will be receiving 20,000, 40,000, 50,000 and 60,000. Okay. So here what we have to see next, after giving due consideration at risk criteria for each project, the management has decided that project A should be evaluated at 10% cost of capital and project B a risky project with 15% cost of capital. So here when we do our investment, what we expect? We expect the return. So here the return percentage or cost of capital, your R is 10% in case of project A and it is for project B it is 15%. You all know that if the risk, suppose let's take the example of mutual funds and equity shares or post office savings and equity shares. Okay, where you get more return? Is it in the post office savings scheme or is it in the share market? It is in the share market. Why? Because more the risk, more the return. Less the risk, less the return. Okay. So here you can see project B is more riskier project. That's why its cost of capital is 15%. And we have to compute the NPV. Okay. That is net present value. You all have seen in my previous video what is the formula to calculate the net present value. Present value of cash inflow minus cash outflow gives us the NPV. And we have to suggest the course of action for the management if both projects are independent. Here two situations they are giving. Both projects are independent. What the meaning of both projects are independent? That means that here selecting project A is independent. We will not compare with the project B. Okay. So we can go ahead and select the project. What is the decision criteria for NPV? If the NPV is more than 0, we can go and select. Right. So when it is independent, we can invest in project A as well as in the project B also. But in case second one or both are mutually exclusive, that means that accepting one will result in rejecting one. That means that if project B is giving good returns, I will accept project B. That means that I am rejecting the project A. Okay, that is in the case of mutual exclusive. But in case of independent, I can go for project A and I can go for project B also. Okay, it depends on the particular people. I hope you have understood what is the projects are independent and projects are mutually exclusive. Let's look into the solution part. Okay, so this is the solution. So here you will write down years and they have given the cash flow in the problem 50,000, 40,000, 30,000 and 10,000 for the project A and for project B 20,000, 40,000, 50,000 and 60,000. So here discount factor, that is the cost of capital they told. For project A, what is the cost of capital? 10%. For project B, what is the cost of capital? 15%. Go to your PVIF table and present value interest factor table and refer the 10%. Okay, for the first year you will get 0.909 and then 0.826, 0.751 and 0.683. And for project B, if you go to the present value interest factor table to the 15%, you will get 0.870, 0.756, 0.658 and 0.572. What we have to do, we have to find out the present value of cash flow. How do we find out? 50,000 into, for project A 50,000, discount factor is 0.09. So we do the multiplication, 50,000 into 0.909, 40,000 into 0.826, 30,000 into 0.751, 10,000 into 0.683. So I will be getting these answers when I multiplied discount factor of project A with cash flow after tax of project A. The same way you have to do for project B, this into this. So you will get present value of cash flow for project B as well. So now when I do the totaling, I am getting the present value of cash inflow is how much? 1,07,850 for project A, and for project B 1,14,860. And how much is my initial investment? They have given in the problem that my initial investment is also called as a cash outflow, which is 1 lakh rupees. So how much present value I am receiving? In case of project A, I am receiving 7,850. In case of project B, I am receiving 14,860. So here I have told, we have in the problem they have given two situations. One, if the projects are independent. If the projects are independent, we can accept both projects because both the projects NPV is positive, right? But if in case of it is mutually exclusive, that means that we can select only one project. In that case, I will go and select project B because project B is giving the higher NPV than project A. Okay, thanks for watching guys. I hope you have understood the problem. Get back to me on solution part. Thank you. Thanks for watching.